child.
Which people only know if they watched one of the worst movies ever made. How's it going, YouTube lovers? This is the Eagle I am here. Welcome back to another video. Today I'm doing the reaction review. Today I'm reacting to the second teaser trailer for Avengers Doomsday. Yep, Marvel is going to be keeping this strange pattern where they release it in theaters first, and then a week later they'll put it online, which means that I'm pretty sure I know what this is going to have. In fact, the thumbnail makes it even more obvious. Last week, I reacted to the first teaser trailer, which confirmed the return of Steve Rogers. Showed him, living his life with Peggy, and he has a kid now. This time, we have another of the OG Avengers who's going to be returning to face Doctor Doom. And from what I've heard, this one actually has dialogue in it. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into this and check out what this teaser has to offer. Because again, this movie's still not coming out for another year, basically. But we're getting 4 teasers total. That's teasing the characters that are going to be in it. So let's go ahead and check it out. Yeah, the color grading for this movie looks great. Oh, there he is.
All my life, I have answered every call. To honor, duty, to war.
Hey, Thor, there you are.
But now fate has given me something I never sought. A child.
Which people only know if they watched one of the worst movies ever made, unfortunately. I believe that she's played by Chris Hemsworth's real-life daughter, which is cool.
So that I may fight once more, defeat one more enemy, and return home to her. Not as a warrior.
And Chris Hemsworth is a good actor.
To teach her not battle, but stillness. The kind I never knew. Please, Father, heed my words.
Man, that almost seems like it's something he's praying for, before the final battle or something. Like he knows what this villain's capable of and he's terrified. But yeah, Thor will return in Avengers Doomsday. The countdown continues. We're halfway through these teasers now. Again, the color grading of these just looks so much better than the Russo brothers' last Avengers movie with Endgame. I still enjoyed Endgame, obviously. I cried in the theater when Stark died. But yeah, no, the color grading just looks so much better. This movie looks really pretty. But yeah, no, that was our next look at Avengers Doomsday, confirming what we already knew, that Thor was going to be back. He was what I'm pretty sure they already revealed during the big chair sequence. I think that of the teasers that we're going to be getting, because it sounds like it's going to be slightly different from what was originally leaked. It's not going to have Doctor Doom in any of them. It's just going to be purely focusing on the different groups of heroes that are going to be showing up. It sounds like the first one with Steve Rogers might be the only one that's confirming a character that we didn't already know was in it. But like I said, I wish that the release strategy wasn't this whole locking them to theaters every week, but I'm fine with the weekly teasers a year out from Doomsday with the countdown. I think that's clever marketing. I just wish they would release them in theaters first so that stuff was leaking immediately, because the next one's already leaked. I am trying my best to avoid that, what's actually in it, but people immediately take the money shot and then plaster that all over social media before I even know that it's leaked. I'm like, oh, look, there it is. Didn't want to see that yet. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a closer look at this trailer so we can look at, again, just the beautiful cinematography that we have going on here. All right, like I said, let's take another look at this trailer. Like I said right off the bat, the cinematography and color grading is just gorgeous. This is a genuinely beautifully filmed scene. And as we see him going here, there we go. As it starts to fade, there is our first look at Thor in Avengers Doomsday. It does look like he's going to be going back to the shorter hair, which I think is going to be good. Infinity War Thor was best Thor, which is why I have confidence the Russo brothers can do well with him. Seems like they really know how to direct Thor. And again, this is his basically, I think it was Gore's daughter, who Thor has adopted after Gore died in Love and Thunder. I had to read that because I did not see that movie because, oh my gosh, it looked bad. And it was bad. It was not one of the good Marvel movies of... There were a few good ones since Endgame. That was not one of them. But again, I'm pretty sure that she is played by Chris Hemsworth's real life daughter, which is pretty cool. I mean, you get to act with your dad in a Marvel movie. That's just got to be so cool. But basically, like, Thor has, like, you know, this whole new motivation now for him is because this basically is his daughter now. He has adopted her, and he has someone to come back home to protect. So this fight is going to feel a lot more personal for him for that reason. And something I find really interesting about that is it seems like we're going with like a big old theme of the heroes doing this to protect their kids. Because again, Steve Rogers now has a kid, as we saw in the first teaser. Thor has a kid here. Obviously, you know, Franklin Richards is going to be a part of it based on the post-credit scene from Fantastic Four First Steps. So it is very interesting that seems to be a huge motivating factor for a lot of the heroes that we're getting here is parenthood and trying to protect their children. So it does make me wonder if, because the Russo brothers do like making a villain who sees themselves as the protagonist of their story in more ways than one, like not just, oh, they're the main character, but as straight up believing that they're the hero for what they're doing. Obviously Thanos being a big part of that. So I wonder if with Doctor Doom, if he's going to end up like having a kid where something bad happens to that kid, like maybe an incursion or something like that. And that's why he's trying to do all of this with the multiverse, is because he thinks he's going to be helping by stopping incursions by putting all universes together or something like that. Because obviously Secret Wars is going to be after Doomsday. So it's going to be like Doom wins, Battle World is formed, and the heroes are going to have to fight him on that Battle World to save everything. So I am wondering if Doom is going to end up having like a similar motivation to our heroes, but obviously, you know, with conflicting goals. So I am curious if that's going to be what we get. And again, right here, this is just, Chris Hemsworth is a good actor. I'm glad that he is back to Infinity War look Thor. Hopefully he has, even though he's been through a lot since then, hopefully he's going to have some of that same aura about him. Man, again, I can't get over the color grading for this movie. It's so vibrant and bright and saturated. It looks great. Again, I'm looking forward to seeing Thor back, because I think they also confirmed, you know, that Loki's going to be back, and this would be the first time that Thor has seen him since Avengers. He didn't go back to get the Tesseract, so since Infinity War, actually, when Thor watched his brother get killed by Thanos, because I think he might have technically seen him like in the cell on Asgard, but there was no interaction at all. The last time he interacted with his brother was right before Thanos killed him. But obviously we know, because of the whole timeline split thing, there is now a Loki, not the same Loki, but there is a Loki who went through his own adventure dealing with like multiple timelines and the TVA and all that fun stuff in his own Disney Plus series. So I am absolutely looking forward to seeing those two interacting again. I think it is going to be a big moment for Thor. I would hope it's going to be a big moment for Loki, even though it's not the same Loki that died in Infinity War. But yeah, no, this was a good teaser. I think this one was better than the last one. People were memeing the heck out of the last one by saying it looked like some kind of like medication ad with the way that it was filmed and the whole like slow movements and no dialogue on anything. I like that we actually got dialogue from Thor here, and it was actually a really well done speech, like his prayer to Odin in Valhalla. And yeah, that was a good teaser. Definitely a good one. And we're now halfway through the teasers that they're going to be releasing, which means that I can actually put on my schedule that I'm going to reveal later today that I will be reacting to the other two Doomsday teasers as they release over the next couple weeks. And we'll be checking out all the other full-length trailers as we get closer to the movie itself. So there you have it. That was my reaction to the Thor teaser trailer for Avengers Doomsday. Like I said, this is a very well shot and well written like little snippet here, and it's very short. It was like just like a minute and a half, and I think a lot of that was just logo stuff at the end. But it looks great. Thor looks great. I am curious where in the movie this scene could be placed, because like I said, either this is going to be like a Thor has first heard about Doom, and this is him like realizing how dangerous this threat is and what he's already done. Maybe like kill the entire Council of Kangs. I still wonder if they're gonna like try to write that off somehow, or if they're going to ignore it. Or is this going to be like more towards the end of the movie, and this is like Thor's prayer before he flies off for that big climactic battle, which he's gonna end up losing. That is the only unfortunate thing about knowing the fact that this is a two-parter, like Infinity War and Endgame, is that we know the heroes are going to lose. But either way, like I said, this was actually a very good teaser, and I still hope this movie is good. Again, it's unfortunate that we've had like 2-3 post-credit scenes of setup for this, so it doesn't feel like, as big of a monumental moment as Infinity War did. Like, that era was just unmatched. But I do hope it's good. It does feel a little bit like Marvel is desperate because, obviously we got Robert Downey Jr. back as Doctor Doom this time. We got Chris Evans back as Steve Rogers, and now we have Chris Hemsworth back as Thor, the big three of the original Infinity Saga. So it does really feel like Marvel's admitting, yeah, no, we didn't really set anything up well. We kind of just fly by the seat of our pants for the multiverse saga, and things didn't work out. And it's kind of like admitting that and just going, oh, these characters, remember these characters that you like? We're going to bring them back. Except one of them's not going to be a character you like. It's just going to be the actor you like. So I don't know. It absolutely, this movie has, unfortunately, that whole feel of desperation by Marvel around it, which is going to kind of like drag it down a little bit. But I still hope it's good. I'm still a Marvel fan. I grew up reading Spider-Man and Fantastic Four comics, and I hope that this movie is good. I just am concerned that they don't have enough setup to make it what it needs to be, but we'll see. Again, so far what they've shown has looked pretty good, even if it's been in little snippets, but we'll have to wait for a full trailer, I feel like, to get an actual sense of the movie. For now, we're just showing off how cool the characters are going to look, and they do look pretty cool so far. Anyway, that's going to do it for this video. Hope you all enjoyed it. Please drop a like and a comment below if you did, or subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you all on the next one. Bye, guys!